So I've been thinking a lot this week about the holidays. Obviously, the holidays are upon us, whichever holiday you celebrate. And I've particularly been thinking about when the holidays aren't happy. I know for some people, Christmas or other holidays that happen at this time of year are an unhappy reminder of people and things they might have lost. And even if you, for example, I have one of my dearest friends who lost her husband a little over a week ago. And this is going to be a very difficult time for her and her children and extended family to have this Christmas without their father and husband. I actually have three or four other close friends that this year have lost husbands or wives. And this is the first Christmas without that family member. And I remember when my mom took her life, it was October of the year. And all of those firsts that happened after she was gone, and that first Christmas, the first Mother's Day, the first birthday that passed that was hers, those were all very difficult. We all know there's 5 stages to grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And you may experience one or more of those, and not in no particular order. But even after you have gone through that, years later, you can still feel a hollow feeling, a regret, a missing of that loved one. And that's what I'd like to tap on today. So just take a minute and don't think about the difficult circumstances that may have happened in the loss. Just think about the person and the feeling that you're feeling and where you're feeling it. You may feel an overall hollowness. You may feel a sadness still. There may be a lingering grief. There may be some anger. You may still be partially in denial, and those are all okay. But if you're wanting to feel a different way during the holidays and you don't want to have those feelings to the degree that you can, this is what I would like to contribute to you. So just tap with me. And please take responsibility for yourself. If this is something that needs more than a little bit of tapping, please go see a counselor or therapist. So taking responsibility for yourself, even though I don't feel happy about the holidays, I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though the holidays are difficult for me, I deeply and completely accept myself. I won't be feeling any joy this holiday season, and I deeply and completely accept myself. This unhappy feeling, these unhappy holidays, they're not joyful or happy for me. This lingering grief, this hollow feeling, where do you feel that on a scale of 0 to 10 in your body? This grief in my chest, shoulders, throat, head, wherever it is, this lingering grief, this unhappiness. Even though my loved one is gone, and I just can't feel happy this holiday season, I deeply and completely accept myself. It's even hard to accept myself when they're not here, but I'm trying to deeply and completely accept myself. The holidays aren't happy for me this year, and I deeply and completely accept myself. These unhappy holidays, my loved one isn't here. I'm so sad they're gone. This unhappy holiday season. I don't want to feel happy. My children and other loved ones aren't happy. He or she is supposed to be here with me. It wasn't supposed to happen this way. I feel so unhappy. I feel this grief. I'm depressed and just want to cry. This hollow feeling inside. I just can't be happy. I miss him or her so much. This lingering grief. This lingering grief. Take a deep breath. Just notice if there's been a change at all. I didn't ask you at the beginning of it on a scale of 0 to 10 how high that grief or sadness or whatever, the anger, denial, whatever it was that you were feeling, how high was that and has it changed? And we just keep going. And typically on these videos, I only do a few rounds, but because this is a little bit more heartbreaking and heavy for you, I want to do several rounds because I don't want to leave you in the middle of resolving your grief. So even though I'm still experiencing this negative emotion around the loss of my loved one, I deeply and completely accept myself. Maybe it's a child. You're not supposed to lose children before you go. You deeply and completely accept yourself. I've lost this sweet loved one. I feel so sad, so angry, so depressed. It shouldn't have happened. And I deeply and completely accept myself. I know logically that these things happen, but emotionally I can't accept it. I've lost my loved one and the holidays aren't happy. Maybe this is the first holiday without them. I can't stand it. I can't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to put on this happy face and pretend that I have joy when I'm still grieving and sad. He or she should still be here. I loved them so much. I wasn't expecting them to leave. I feel guilty that I'm here and they're not. So many things I should have done. So many things I could have done. I'm having a hard time feeling joy. All I feel is anger and sadness and grief. All these jumbled up emotions that I don't know what to do with. I miss my loved one. They're supposed to be here with me. I want to let go of this sadness and grief, but it's just so hard. And I don't know how. And it seems like if I let it go, I won't be honoring them. I love them so much. And I know that's why I feel this grief. Because I wasn't ready to let them go. And I'm so sad. I really do want to be happy. The holidays are supposed to be a happy time. And I still have other loved ones relying on me. I want to be happy. I just don't know how. All of these negative emotions. Missing my loved one and wanting them back. I want to be happy. I don't want to be happy. I don't want to cry. I want to cry all the time. I can't stop crying. It seems like I'll never stop crying. I might cry to the end of my days. This overwhelming grief and sadness. There's so much there that I can't be happy this holiday season. I'm not happy this holiday season. Take a deep breath. Tune in again. What was the emotion that you started with? Is it less? Or has it changed? Is there a new emotion coming up? If there is, then tap on that emotion. Even though I still feel this negative emotion, and I just don't know if the holidays can be happy, I deeply and completely accept myself. Happy holidays, they don't seem very happy to me, but I deeply and completely accept myself. I wish my loved one was here. I know eventually it's better for me to finish grieving, but right now I'm still in it, and I deeply and completely accept myself. How will any of the holidays ever be happy again? These hollow feelings, these negative feelings, but I deeply and completely accept myself. I honor these emotions that I have. They're a sign of how much love we shared. One day I hope to be happy for the holidays again. Maybe I can find it in myself to be a little bit happy. Happy for myself. Happy for my other family members. I'm open to just a little bit of joy this holiday season. My being joyful doesn't mean I didn't love them. It seems confusing how I can be so sad and also be happy. It doesn't make any sense that I could be both of those things. But I'm willing to make a space for myself. I honor the grief that I feel, and I'm allowing a little bit of space for happiness. Letting go of this grief and sorrow, and remembering my loved one fondly, honoring them through their memories, the wonderful memories we have together. These unhappy holidays, I want to change them for happy holidays. I want this sadness to change into happiness. And maybe as I remember my loved one and all of the happy things we used to do together, just a little bit of that joy can return. Maybe I can be a little bit happy. Maybe I can just set a little bit of the grief aside and allow a little bit of happiness. And I can pick the grief and sadness back up anytime I need to. I want to honor my loved one. And my grief is a sign that I loved and honor them. And for this holiday season, I'm making just a little bit of room for happiness. Just a little bit of room for happiness. And take a deep breath. Just notice again in your body, wherever that was, how you're feeling now, how that emotion feels. And it may not be finished, so let's just do a couple rounds to not leave you hanging. Even though there's no way for me to resolve all of my grief right now, I deeply and completely accept myself. I'm allowing myself permission to feel happiness sometimes, and I deeply and completely accept myself. Even though I can't resolve all of my grief or hollow feelings or anger or denial or whatever it is I'm feeling today, and these holidays don't feel very happy, I deeply and completely accept myself. allowing what I feel right now, allowing what I feel tomorrow, allowing what I feel next week, allowing what I feel next month. I can't get rid of all of it right now, but I can take it and put it in a special place. I can set it aside briefly and allow the positive emotions that I love to feel. And all of the grief and negative feelings will be in that safe place. Maybe it's in a closet. Maybe it's under a bed. Maybe it's buried in a beautiful place, in a beautiful package. Anytime I want to, I can bring it back out and experience it again and resolve it. I can see a therapist. I can see a counselor. I can let time go by. But for now, I'm just going to put that grief and any other negative feelings into a safe space. I can take it out and look at it later. Make just a little bit of space for happiness this holiday season. A little bit of space for happiness. Setting my grief aside. I can pull it out and resolve it anytime I choose. I can get the help I need to resolve it anytime I choose. I can see a professional counselor to help me resolve it anytime I choose. It's in a safe space right now. And I'm opening a little bit of space for happiness. Allowing a little bit of happiness this holiday season. And take a deep breath. I hope that was helpful. And if it was, even if you're not completely resolved, you can always go back to the beginning and start again and try it just a few times and see if it helps. I hope it will, and I hope you're able to have a little bit happier holiday.